Hello, and welcome to Carbon Gamers Mad. Roar. Anyway, we're going to be doing another bash-a-thon on Digimon. Another of my favorite objects in the world was a TV show back in 1997 called Digimon. Now, as most of you may not know, this actually rivaled Pokemon for a very short time. It's one of those things where you just didn't quite catch into it, and I was in middle school when they both came out, so I decided to, maybe I might just do a Digimon World Games Bash. I did Pokemon the other day. I did telemarketing earlier today. So I figured, why not do Digimon right now? Hell, they were rivals. I was a fan of them both. Just so you guys can see, yes, there's a 4-leaf clover on my hat. That is a real 4-leaf clover. Anyway, I'm using my favorite selfie sticker here, which I can move anywhere and place wherever I want because it's just in my hand. And I can turn it to face me. Today's filter is cotton candy because I just felt, why not? Now, the further back I go, I can even lean this in a way where I can look directly at it and use my hands and have hands-free and everything. Like, what's up? Anyway, I'm gonna get that centered. Anyway, back in 1997, Digimon, aka Digital Monsters, was available to watch on TV and play many games, and they came out with a card game like Pokemon. They actually followed a lot of the crap that Pokemon did. Game Boy games, card games, TV shows, they even had a movie or two. Huge following when I was a kid, but they were on at the exact same time as Pokemon. So I'd watch them back and forth, and started to like both of them. So I got myself a little mini Pikachu toy and a Digivice toy, and I would carry them around with me everywhere I went. And decided one day that maybe it would be time to donate them. Once I got old enough and no longer needed them. I'm going to move the clip here to a more stable location. Back to its original location. Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to take and swap the filter here to maybe the Ghost. How's that look? If you don't like this one or it makes you dizzy, look away, pause the screen, leave in the comments that you don't like the Ghost, and I'll stop using it entirely. I'll cut it from the script. So, back to cotton candy. I wanted to see what that one would look like. Anyway, back in 1997-98 era, when Pokemon and Digimon both came out, they were on separate channels at the same time. This caused confusion. One was on Fox and one was on WB. How? Oh, my ring's in the wrong hand. Anyway, there was the problem with fans being a fan of one or the other, but never both at the same time. Now, to get a general idea of how you can be a fan of two things at the same time, and yet you can't watch either one. I would take days where I would see Digimon one day, Pokemon the next, Digimon the next day, and on Saturdays I watched Pokemon for the whole day, and the next day I would watch only Digimon. Internet didn't work, very slow, so I actually had to go and have a friend of mine tape it to where I could watch it. Anyway, Digimon, or Digital Monsters, and Pokemon Pocket Monsters were two of Japan's biggest themed events other than Hello Kitty. DigiWorld was a digital world where the kids that they went with had talking monsters like Meowth from Team Rocket. Yes, they actually spoke English to the kids that were there, and they were actually locked to them via the Digivice. No Pokeballs here, peoples. But they ran into a snafu, where the genre kind of died off after Season 2. Season 3 was no better, and Season 4 was laughable at best. Pokemon kept getting better, where Digimon started really good in Season 1, ended really crappy by the end of its life. Pokemon's still going strong, and Digimon went down the tubes. Anyway, a couple of years ago I was playing the Digimon World 3 game, and I ran into something I had never seen before. In the Digimon game, there was actually a Pikachu that was called Pokemon. And I thought about it for a second. It looked like a Pikachu, gave off its name as Pokemon, and I thought it was a joke. Like, did the creators really want to stiff it to Nintendo for crapping out their style? Or did they just really want to do this because it was fun? Anyway, we're going to move on to the history lesson. Thunder Crash, you know the drill. Anyway, in 2003, Digimon producers actually tried to sue the Pokemon producers because they stole their show. They actually stole their capital. Not a good idea to go up against Nintendo when you're a measly little programmer system that just pushes out a bunch of crappy little games and you're not really even that fun. Digimon World Rally and all the other great Digimon games ended up becoming less and less affordable. In fact, they were going so cheap that they stopped selling. Remind you of a game that was buried in the desert in 1984. Yeah, that was E.T. A lot of the Digimon games actually ended up being buried in a warehouse. But we know how some of this crap is like rumor, it spreads like wildfire, and I'm going to introduce you guys to the judge. The judge sounds is something I have against it. When it doesn't, it's an okay statement. Now, statement number one against Digimon, they didn't do enough. They quickly evolved and devolved, or Digivolved and Digi-devolved. Pokemon only evolve, they don't devolve. And the next thing, they were so overpowered. It's like there was barely any training at all. You just had to get faster or smarter. In some of the games, you even had to have 4 or 5 partners walking behind you. The only ability you could actually walk, the only movement was walking. There was no running, there was no skating, there was no snow skateboarding, no surfing. You had to walk everywhere. If you came across water, you had to swim across it. Some battles were so hard you couldn't even beat them. Here it comes. But I had beaten one, and at the end credits and the big, spiel popped up. It said, "Congratulations, please wait for Digimon World 4 to complete your game." It hit me like a thunder shock. Like, did they really just tell me that number 4 is coming out and my game is not yet complete? And yet I picked up 4, the ROM, and welcome to your new game. Huh? I was playing this on a PS1. Welcome to your new game. We see you have save data from number 3. Would you like to continue your storyline, or would you like to start new? I continued anyway. It was nothing big. Anyway, histo facto changeo, and I beat number 4. And it said, "Please wait for World Rally to come out." So what did I do? I went and downloaded the ROM for that, and played all the way through that without any problems. I got pissed. Who the hell puts a game out, you beat it 100% all the way through? Your final battle is like a snap once you get Mega Evolutions. Or Mega Digimon. This was crap. And according to what I've read on Digiworld and Digimon.com, the 7 different levels of Digimon don't even scratch the surface. There's actually more Digimon out there than there are Pokemon. That was the plus. One of my favorites was Vmon, but he had no real tactic. It was just a bunch of jumbled up garbage that made it to where they didn't know what they were doing. Now, some of you are wondering, what the hell am I banging on? It's actually a cardboard tube. And to you viewers out there, you actually cannot see me, but I can see you. Anyway, if I did this and showed you, you're all cloudy. I pull it away, you're not. It's just an empty tube. The final piece of this bash actually comes from the TV shows themselves. The 3rd season. Their digivices are connected to a train system. The train will take you everywhere in the digital world. What happened to walk around with a backpack and a digivice and no food? Digimon World 1 got a plus. Digimon World 2 got a plus. Digimon World 3 got a plus. Season 1 got a big plus. Season 2 got an eow. Season 3, I don't even give it a rating. Sorry, but it just failed. Anyway, so looks like I'm gonna pull out the judge / selfie poke. I'm gonna set you up here, and presto facto, you can see my window and me, and I'm wearing some Under Armour. Big deal. Everyone likes Under Armour. But maybe it's time for Neon Town. Yes, this is an actual city in Digiworld. Yeah, Neon Town. Guess what? They stole this from Pokemon as well. Pokemon, in one of the episodes, they go to Hollywood, which is better known as Neon Town, where everyone stays awake all the time. One Digimon, it's a bunch of neon colored Digimon, all with the same first name. They had Neon Yellowmon, they had Neon Greenmon, they had Neon Bluemon, and a whole slew of others that I don't want to get into. But that's the history of Neon Town as a whole. I'm saying that once and for all, we need to move away from, you guessed it, Digimon. So, Digimon as a TV show, first season only, you get the big plus. You get the big thumbs up. And for the rest of it, it gets a, a midway. But anything that sells like crap, smells like crap, does not work after its first 3 years is crap. And as you can see, yes, behind me is, well, I guess you can't see, my TMNT in the back in candy cane colors. I will give you a quick view of that right there. You're actually hooked up to the judge cam. The judge cam, if I were to sit there and turn you sideways, upside down, or even do this, I can do that. And as for the sound, I can still make that too. But let me know what you think about my little history lesson / crap bashing, because I'm not very good at it. And this is Carbon Gamer. Don't forget to like, sub, and thumbs up, 1 up on Gmail and Google+. Thank you.